What if?
What if you could rollerblade to work and you would leave your skates and they would be there when you got out?
What if you got tax breaks for cycling?
What if there was a chairlift system on market?
What if you had car-free Tuesdays?
What if there was a bike valet system that you could hand off the bike to the next rider like a ballet in perfect timing?
What if we just go and find out what this last mile is, yeah?
Let's go for the last mile.
Go! Great!
Yeah!
The last mile in town planning is simply the distance from a train station or a bus station or some form of public transport to your office or to your home.
Right, which is why now the last mile is such a big thing, because there's jump bikes and Lime bikes and skips and scoots and all kinds of other things. So we thought, well, are these things really better user experience than just plain old
walking?
For some, these other forms of transport are good as opposed to driving a car.
Yeah.
But when it comes time to actually finding the right bike or the right cycle or scooter, are you going to really do it in time for your meeting, or is it just faster to walk? If the design strategy piece of the equation is efficiency and speed.
That's what we're going to be looking at. We're going to be looking to see if these products actually do live up to their promise, because they're put out there as this sort of amazing, seamless experience. You get out of an office building and wham, there you are, and you can cycle to where you need to be, and you can put it there, and everything's awesome. Everything's
awesome.
Absolutely.
So, taking the ferry into town, we decided to test things out.
Apparently, I need to download the app first. So this is going to cost me some time. Well, but then how are we going to race, huh?
Well, I mean, I think the race starts when I get a bike.
Despite old man interface problems, the dock bike was easily done, unlike Kandice and her fancy dockless thing.
Now I've realized that the bike I'm standing in front of is actually not going to be a bike I can ride, because maybe somebody has it booked up. I'm not sure. So apparently I need to head down Market Street a block and a half to get a jump bike. I'm on my way. I'm telling Gideon, am I going to beat you on this last mile? Well, maybe in the quarter mile.
We'll find out. I mean, it's a very interesting point, because Kandice just said quarter of a mile, and everyone's scratching their heads now going, ooh, quarter of a mile. But the quarter of a mile actually is what people are prepared to walk, which is once around this running track. If you wondered why we're actually on a running track, we wanted to see how far it is. And so far, we've got our coffees, and we've hardly drunk any. We're just going around, and we're nearly there. And to be honest with you, from a European perspective, I used to walk 4 times this to get to a train station. So why are you Americans so lazy?
You know, it's interesting, because every time we do an episode, we come back to this idea of the continuum between control and freedom. Mm-hmm. And okay, here we see it again. In greater freedom, there's cost.
It's the cowboy Wild West, and freedom, control, but it has to be an integrated part of the city planning. You can't have it just becoming trash. So they have to really think out their business is not just on the fact of usability,
right?
Social responsibility.
Yeah, there are costs to it, and there are things to think about. And the point of saturation, I mean, 3 of these companies just got valued at $1 billion each, getting more than 300 million in each. I'm talking about Bird and Scoot and one of the others. And so you look at those metrics, the only way to make that money work for them is to really blow out those markets and completely exploit the markets. So what's going to be the cost to the city infrastructure, to your point?
It looks good on paper, but I think unless you sort of go the Gojek way in Indonesia, where you're adding product and product and product and product and product and some brilliant innovation.
Yeah.
Their ideas of brand extension are great, but I can't see how a scooter company can get that capital back. There are so many people on the market, and the differentiation is basically a bike and a bike and a bike.
Next week, things get a little bit more hairy.
Watch out!
Black, the show where creativity means strategic outcomes.
See you next week, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.
Let's get out of here.
We've been framed.
Don't do that.
What can I say
Cycle
instead?
paths to bike paths.
Yeah, thank you.
But I don't get that.
Because there's no bike paths in San Francisco, and the property developers.
Oh, property developers. But our audience is going to think.
Yeah, okay. Web developers.
Yeah. They're going to be like, what?
Fuck.
You're a psychopath.
Psychopath. Look, it's a psychopath.
Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living.